somebody asks questions, Woodley, I'll answer them. Don't you be over there trying to answer no questions about I don't get it. Oh, God.
Baby, you're gonna have to give some of your time to the face, to the computer.
I thought it was right here, no?
No. And this one.
Okay. So I got to go halfway?
Yeah. I just want you to, can you give me an angle? Yeah. Yeah.
Come over some.
Just a little bit of an angle.
Is that good?
Back up
Yeah.
toward me.
Oh, I wish Emma could keep going.
You and Steve. You ready to start that, or is it already started?
YikesRadio.com.
Good evening and welcome to the Poetry of Justice Show with Jackie Ray Phillips here on YikesRadio.com. Now here on the Poetry of Justice Show, we are where social consciousness meets the arts. And by that is we select topics that spark the interest and awareness of social diversity, leaving our listener thinking and saying in unison, guys, yikes! And you guys have to know that voice. That is the sultry voice of the Mr. Kevin Nash. Kevin Nash is the owner of Accelerated Radio, which is the parent company of Yikes Radio. And you know me, your girl, Jackie Ray Phillips, the queen of Yikes. And I am honored to give homage and respect to Mr. Kevin Nash because it is because of his dream and desires. What he does allows people like me to do what I like to do, what I love to do, and what the ladies of the chat love to do. So I just want to always give respect to Kevin Nash. And now, down to the media part of things, I'd like to give honor and respect to our sponsorship, Miss Lori Ray Fisher of Ginger Productions and Entertainment Company.
Hey.
And the ladies of the chat.
Hello.
And we just learned tonight, ladies and gentlemen, that we have a new donor and sponsor for the Poetry of Justice Show. Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Frida Ross.
Hey, Miss Frida
Ross. And she, I can't say that out loud. I can't.
Love her.
Love her. But she's a sponsor.
I love
gotta
you
give respect where
guys.
respect is due. I'm sorry if I'm wrong.
Most
Put the
definitely.
gag order. I didn't know it's a disclaimer. Facebook, we do not own the rights to that. But
We love her.
Yeah.
We love her.
and then, of course, WMPJ still and NPS Muscle Cars in the house. So we're gonna just, go have some little housekeeping and get some things going on. But in addition to that, and our housekeeping stuff, I'm just moved because of everything that God is doing. So I just want to open up our show, giving Him honor and glory and respect. And everybody remembered last week.
Wow.
But I can't find this brother on Facebook.
What?
I cannot find this prophet. I can't find him. The handles the gentleman gave?
Yeah.
I cannot find him. Now I'm going to re-listen to the tape again, rewrite down his name again, a third time. I shouldn't say again. Third time. And I'm going to see. But at the end of the day, we heard the prophecy. It's on tape. So
Right.
when the spirit wants to try to get in my head and tell me something, it doesn't even get in my head anymore. Ever since the gentleman prophesied, nothing gets in my head anymore. So it's just
Right.
full steam ahead. This is what we're doing. This is it. Boom. Let's just keep it going. So because of that, I just wanted to bring that little, the little tidbit up and say thank you to that gentleman. And because of that, the Poetry of Justice Show was invited by a Mr. Shuntane Thomas. And Shuntane is a part of an amazing organization called We Are Responsible People. I'm gonna say that again because it bears repeating. We are responsible people. And his organization is WARPLA.org. And again, we are responsible people, Los Angeles.org. And this gentleman is sponsoring a fair, and it is called Peace, Love, and Family Health Festival and Bike Tour.
That's right.
Boom!
Boom. You nailed
Couldn't
that.
get it this morning when I was on set,
Combination.
Exactly.
Combination.
But now you
but
just got
Spike Lee was up on me cracking a whip.
Spike was.
He wasn't playing. He was not playing. He was not playing. Anywho, that's who they are. And August 3rd, right before your birthday, Shelly Belly. So in addition to all of the other festivities, I know you might have to put
What a
turks
gift. What a
and
gift.
Caicos and say, look here, I'm gonna come after my birthday, after the
What a
night.
gift. What a gift.
But anyway, so it's in Los Angeles, and we, the Poetry of Justice Show, is going to be a part of that, guys, and it's going to be amazing. It's for the community. Frida, you know your lines. Over 2,000 health screenings. So you
2,000
want
health screenings.
Really,
Jackie?
Both
2,000
oral care,
health
cancer
screenings.
screening.
Yeah,
Really? You know your
they're
lines.
gonna have a bike ride.
But it's going to be an
2
amazing
miles.
event, guys. But the most amazing part is glory be to God, because the Poetry of Justice Show was
Yes.
invited
Yeah.
on its own, and we were being sponsored, and we don't have to, you know, so we're gonna have a good time. Everything is gonna be good, and I just wanted to give those gentlemen a shout out. I'd like to give a shout out to, I have their cards, amazing camera gentleman, right, Lori?
Damien.
Damien L. Smith. Damien was amazing. He's a director of his own film company, DLS Cinema, and very nice gentleman.
Very nice, very talented.
Worked very well with us because two of our individuals this morning were a little cranky. So I don't know. All I know
I
it wasn't
said
me
that.
and it wasn't Whitley. So I don't know. You guys
Frida,
can decide
come
who
on.
it was. They were a little
weren't
cranky this
cranky.
morning, and so Damien had his work cut out for him. And then I also want to go ahead and give a
I was
shout out.
having issues.
I'd like to say that the day started very early.
Yeah.
Very.
early. It was a 9 a.m. call.
It was a good day, though. What did you think about that? I mean, let's go ahead and give a shout out to Kevin Collins. And Kevin
Yeah.
is the CEO of Old School Ministries.
Mm.
Old School
Yeah.
Ministries, Jack. Look at that gangster word. Working for community value. And these were really great gentlemen we had an
Right.
opportunity to fellowship and commune with and just have a good time, and how everything came together. So, Lori G, go on ahead and let individuals know just a little bit about your experience this morning and what you felt.
I think it was great. It was very impactful. It did take me a little bit to kind of get warmed up there, because again, the call was very early, and I think we had some signals crossed about our arrival time. But once things got underway, it was amazing. I mean, these men are professional, they're committed, they're dedicated, they love their community.
Yes.
And there is an unbelievable amount of community engagement. And it was just a blessing to be a part of that. And it really made me feel like, you know, you wonder sometimes, you sit in the studio and you've got the four walls around you, and you believe that people are listening. But for them to seek out the Poetry of Justice Show and to ask us to come and be a part of their promotional video
Right.
means that people are listening. And so I
Yes.
felt so honored just to be in the presence of these men that are so talented and so engaged. So it was a beautiful time. It really was.
Well, now I think we you guys heard all those amazing voices. So the ladies of the chat are in the house tonight. We've got Shelly C and Tanya Michelle. What's up with y'all? How y'all been doing?
Yeah.
Doing good.
How was your week, Tanya? What did you do?
It was a little rough, but
Yeah?
you know, God is faithful.
See, I'm glad, but I want you to stop right there. Boom. It was rough. God is faithful.
Yeah.
Shelly C,
All the time. That's all I can
how was
say.
your week?
It was good.
Yeah?
No
How you
complaints.
feeling today?
Excellent.
Everything
No
is all right?
complaints.
Not a jacker in sight? Everything is all right. You see what I'm
Everything
saying?
is all right.
Nobody you know in LA got shot in South Central?
Not
Today's a good day.
Not today.
No,
Today
no
is
one
a
we
good,
know, but
in the
somebody.
words of Ice Cube, today is a good day.
Today is a good day.
So you on it today is a good day, so I'm gonna hold it.
Hold me on that, baby, because I want today is a good day.
Today's show is about. They say everybody does it. Somebody told me that everybody, 1, 2, 3, masturbate. Boom. I don't know. That's what the studies say.
That's what the studies say.
Said, no, you came up with some amazing
statistics.
information.
Make sure you hear these.
Today, some information. You wanna start?
No, POJ.
Look at
Go ahead.
it.
Okay,
Okay.
set the stage.
No. Okay, so
You can set the
masturbation.
stage with
Masturbation is our topic for tonight, and the reason behind that topic is I've seen on the Facebook news feed, particularly with like Page 6, the New York Times, Fox News, have been airing articles regarding masturbation in the workplace. And that it is become more increasingly acceptable and a part of health care, health management, stress reduction, so on, so forth, natural, organic, stress reliever, things that are taking the place of Xanax and Valium, and so on and so forth, the harmful chemicals when it comes to more or less a stress management health proponent. Now, that being shared, we are blessed to have on the panel Shelley C., who is a human resource specialist guru. And then we are also blessed to have in the house Tanya Michelle, who has so many N's and registered nurses and CWs, IGGs. Anyway, we have mental health. Well, that's me, I got the problem. But we got a mental health professional in the house too. But at the end of the day, we have people at the table here that can talk about this from an employment aspect, who's going to talk to us a little bit about from a health aspect. Now, Tanya, did you masturbate before you come to the show?
Oh, wow.
I did not.
Then could you think that's the source of some of that, what we talked about, that, it's a rough day?
No, because the masturbation is only the vehicle to the orgasm. So you don't always, so as long as you have, that's what's releasing the stress.
One more time, because you got to go deep, because I'm a retarded one.
I said the masturbation.
Lord Jesus, help.
I
That's like
said
the
the
N-word. God forgive me.
masturbation is the vehicle to the orgasm.
I need to write that down.
It's the orgasm.
So masturbation
Right, but it's the
is the
catalyst.
vehicle to the orgasm. So masturbation meaning you like it, you don't like it, you just want to go straight to the orgasm
No, I'm
button?
saying I
Boom!
think it's the orgasm that releases the stress. not actually-
Yikesradio.com. Amen. Please see you on the phone.
Yeah.
Hello, good evening. Thank you for calling the Poetry of Justice Show. Who's calling? Hello, are you there, caller?
I think this is Samuel Fisher.
Hi, Grampy.
Hello?
I can't talk.
We can't talk to Grampy on the
What
phone.
happened?
I can't talk. I can't breathe.
Shut your phone off.
Look, call it back.
I can't breathe. I'm just going.
He said Samuel.
I would never be able to look at him.
You can't talk, caller. Please call us back. We lost
I don't want to hear nothing about Samuel, what he got going on. I just can't do it.
Oh, wow.
Can't talk.
I am not even dealing with you guys right now.
I'm silent.
Right, okay, nigga, right. Look, where was we at, y'all? Y'all tripping, y'all
We had a
tripping.
caller. We were on our way though.
But we were talking about the journey, that masturbation is the journey to the orgasm. And I needed that to be broken down in layman's terms.
But I was reading some things, and there's some people that masturbate, and that's not their end result. That's not what they're achieving. They just like the manipulation of their body.
Okay.
But for the majority of people, they end up with what relieves the stress, and that's why they say sex is so healthy for you. If you have a sex life that has orgasm, and everybody doesn't have one, that's a different topic. Different show. But the orgasm is what releases all the
Endorphins.
the endorphins and the serotonins and those things that makes calm
And that
serene.
replaces the Xanax and the Prozac.
So it doesn't necessarily release the stress.
I think it does release the stress.
Because I was speaking to a gentleman who happens to be in law enforcement, and he was saying that, of course, those who are incarcerated, they masturbate, and a lot of times they don't get to the climax part, but their stress is relieved.
They don't get to the climax because the guard is on the tier and they come fucking with you.
Exactly.
Is he on some bullshit?
The guard is watching them, and they're just like, and they're trying to get what they want done, but they're like, why you fucking with me? Cause
You already know what's going
this
on.
is my life for 25 to life.
This is forever.
This is
How about
forever.
that? How
So
about I got
why you
another?
fucking with me?
Mhm.
So,
But the act of masturbation, I would have to imagine that there's a buildup that happens on the road, or if we're going up the hill to orgasm, right? But along that are feelings of pleasure that you experience. You may not reach the pinnacle,
No.
but you begin to experience less negativity
Sensation.
and more sensations of happiness.
Yes.
So therefore, in my mind, it has to reduce stress. It may not take this particular situation, if they're interrupted by a CO, maybe it doesn't take away all of the frustrations they had, but that it brings it down some.
15 people in the room and they don't give a damn. They got calluses on their dick because they decided that that's what they're gonna do.
Well,
So-
yeah. Well, come on, that's a whole nother environment. Chivalry. I mean, that's another.
Do we need to get truthful? I'm just saying. Do we need to get
That's
truthful?
another level.
Every third Saturday, we become truthful.
It is what it is. I mean, I've been interviewing people, and I'm just saying, though, there's some people in law enforcement that say that.
Well, there has to be a reason if these men are engaging so frequently, right?
Well, because
There has to be a
Maybe
reason. They're not engaging like that, like, oh, this is horrible. I'm just gonna keep rubbing my dick constantly. No,
It was no
They're not.
rubbing. It was just like, this is what I need to do to get where I need to go.
right? So that
Right.
I can feel what? You can feel what?
Relief.
Better. I
Better.
can feel
but
better
better.
than I feel right now.
Right.
But better doesn't mean that you initially started off stressed.
No, that's
No,
true.
but it
Right.
could mean opposed to me popping 2 Xanax, right?
There it is.
That's that part.
Well,
That's serotonin.
Instead of
Yeah.
popping 2 Xanax, I can put on my vibrating baby
There's cameras on
and vibrate on.
Right.
Hey,
Hey, Jay. How are you?
I'm just nice to, we had some more people join us here today to talk about this topic of
And she is not going to make any eye contact with you.
Yeah, you better.
Like, ask her caller to call back.
This is Mom's girlfriend.
But this is a key.
Hold on, I gotta go here, Emmett. For me.
What she
Because he got all this expression
For
on
me,
his
so
face.
give Big Pop his mic. He the king of the land. You know, I don't come off
You
it.
be on point. You been locked in. That's what I'm talking about. So what's going on?
You know, come to the wind. Come to the wind. Look at the wind. POJ wind.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm gonna give you the show enough, right?
Emmett, have you ever heard tell anything like that before?
That's some bullshit.
I need you to give me some commentary.
Okay. You said he had calories on his dick from rubbing his
You
dick.
ain't been incarcerated for 9, 10, 15 years, so we can't speak on that. Really, I'm just telling you what I got
True indeed.
from somebody that was locked up for 10 to 15 years. I don't know about. I
You
don't
got
know.
calluses?
I don't know. I ain't never been locked up.
Look at it. She looking at it. I want to know what it looks like.
POJ
Truthfully, we ain't never been locked up. We don't know.
You're right.
We don't know.
I'll leave it there. I ain't never been locked up.
I ain't never been, not no 15 years.
I
No.
know 15. On the topic of masturbation, right?
Okay.
Now, I feel like it's important that women masturbate at a certain point, right? Because you have to learn your body.
I agree with you.
You know,
I agree with you.
your body do a lot more than our bodies do. So-
Right.
A lot more.
So you can't expect a man to come in and just get it right. You know what I'm saying? You
Right,
gotta know
right.
how to guide us a little bit.
You gotta
right?
know the territory.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And for a young man, it's important because a penis is a muscle, right?
It is.
And we understand how muscles work.
We do.
So it's important to
Think.
make sure your muscle is on point. You know what I'm saying? Because you don't want to get into a fight and your muscle ain't working.
Right.
So-
No time for
In
atrophy.
the
Absolutely.
words of
No
my
time for
Jasmine
atrophy.
Carter, my
No
shit
time for
work. What about yours?
Absolutely, right?
That's what Jasmine Carter said.
That's
What
what
My
I
she
shit
said?
work.
What she said? What she said?
I said in the words of Jasmine Carter, my shit work. What about you?
Absolutely.
yes,
Well,
sir.
see,
It work
there's a flip side to all
anytime,
of this.
whenever I wanted to.
There is
how
a
I
side
wanted to.
effect.
Absolutely.
You gotta figure that shit out.
Absolutely.
That's her.
Now,
What's the
there's-
side effect?
So this is the side effect. This is what I'm recently realizing, right? A lot of my partners are married. We get into serious relationships now. And as a man, if you're in a relationship with a woman, you're expected to provide penis every other day. So if you're in a committed relationship, you shouldn't
As
be
needed.
masturbating because it takes away from your need for your woman.
That's a good point. And men
That's what I'm
really feel that way. Men,
So I used to
men
think
feel
like that.
way.
I used to feel like, you know, you can still get right.
Right.
Sometimes you got a new one, you want to get your first one off before you get over
Right.
there.
Yeah.
and all that.
No,
That's
no.
cool sometimes.
But you're exactly right. I was reading something because as a woman, when you get to know your body, I
Right.
can actually have a better orgasm than you can give me.
Absolutely.
And so
Absolutely.
what happens is the need decreases because you may not be able to reach there all the time as consistently as I could if I. because you're not exploring my body or knowing it in that type of way all the time to get me to that climax every single time we have sex.
But see, if that's your man, that should be the goal.
It
should be his goal. His goal.
But if I didn't do it on Tuesday night or Wednesday, I'm not quite sure that.
Or if I did it at work in the break room.
Exactly.
But that's the
why
problem.
are we
You're
equating
not gonna have time.
masturbation to be preparatory for sex with your partner? Can masturbation just be a
Not all the time.
standalone?
A
Not all the
solitary
time.
experience.
It could
Like
be
brushing
an
your teeth.
individual
Not like
experience that is
Brushing
just
your
for
teeth.
me. What is wrong with me pleasuring myself?
But nothing
I don't
can
think
fall.
that's wrong with that, Lori. I don't think
Nothing.
anything is wrong with that. But if we want to be honest about that, once you, it's like Whitney said, I don't do crack, I do cocaine. It's a difference in the feeling, right? So if you get to a feeling where you had your masturbation and it's like on 20, and then that's an energy level that you have to bring to the relationship the next
And
day.
teach him.
And you cannot have
don't
multiple
have to have a
orgasms.
relationship
I need you to
to
give me
have
the 20.
to
but-
masturbate.
Huh?
You don't have to have a
No, I was
relationship.
going
You
to
have
I
to
was
have a
going to say about
I'm
that.
Teach him how to get her to
Okay.
20.
I'm sorry.
Teach him.
I gotta
Supposed to
teach
be
you
on
how
goal.
to get me to
Yeah.
20. Fuck that.
No,
You got to
I mean,
get me.
if
No,
you
I
be a
was
real
ta-
man, he gonna know how to get you to 15.
No, I was
right?
No,
You gotta
it's 20.
No, but like
let
just
me
coming
teach
in
you
strong, we gonna know.
No, I
But
was
we still,
right.
it's still some learning to
I
do.
was
Right.
I was just talking about how
Like
it can
right after that?
interrupt
This
a
is
marriage.
heavy. Okay.
That's what masturbation.
Absolutely.
Masturbation
This
can
come at 20
interrupt a
minutes.
marriage.
Like, why would you say something so heinous?
that shit.
Right?
Don't pass that shit. You got to get me to 20. I don't give a fuck.
But that's not reasonable, because I'm gonna tell you, you guys, you have.
You teach him.
On the mic, on the mic for you,
You
dog.
have, don't have to be on the mic.
Yes,
You
come.
have,
Can't hear you. The listeners can't hear you.
what about,
Over here,
the
baby.
woman that, the orgasm is not
Oh.
easily achieved,
That's right.
right? Cause to be
Right.
perfectly honest with you, I haven't met him yet,
And that's okay.
and I had some good ones.
And you can have some great ones,
But
but somebody that can get you to 20.
They oftentimes are intimidated by you being able to do your own thing. I found that to be true as well. You know what I'm saying? Well, I want you to close your ears, baby. You've been live. But yeah, you know, oftentimes it does. They're intimidated.
Right. So that's
So
so
what
she's
do
saying
you
the same
do
thing I'm
then?
saying.
But what I'm saying too, I think, is that for women, as we know, masturbation, well not, but orgasms sometimes are learned, are the road or the process. And like you said, learning your body, what allows you to get to that point.
Mhm.
Couldn't masturbation allow the body to recognize the pathway to orgasm and therefore allow the woman to be more orgasmic with your partner?
That's a good one. Yes, I do believe that.
Absolutely. I think you have to masturbate with intention.
But you're trying to say
you can't
that-
just be like doing it
but you're-
selfishly.
Right.
Yeah.
That's what a
I
relationship-
disagree.
But you're
I
trying to
love
say-
that, Emmett.
Yeah.
I mean, I think
You
it
have
could be
to
a
have intention.
self-pleasuring
But
thing.
there are some people
Yeah,
that
but I don't think I can only
But you're-
self-pleasure because
There
I
are
have
some
a
people
partner
that
that I'm
don't.
trying to be with on Wednesday.
But you're
Right.
saying because you taught your body how to has an orgasm, it's some type of memory that it's gonna know how to do that the next time, and that's not how that works.
No.
Right, but I do think for
Oppositional.
women, a big part of it is, you have to have your mind in that space.
Mhm.
You have to learn
I
to
would
control
agree.
your
Yeah,
mind.
you say you gotta
to
get your mind right.
You do.
Your
You have to
mind
get your
right.
mind right.
You have to
Because the
get your
bottom
mind
line is,
right.
I can get there by myself, but I need you to get me there.
Now,
And
why
it's no
can't
fun
you
getting
do?
there
Why
by
can't you
yourself.
be there?
But
But I
I
want to
don't
know
know.
why can't you get
But I
yourself
don't want to
there,
have to work to, if
or
you
have like
here,
multiple
if you're
avenues?
here,
I don't know what for myself.
But I
Well,
need
it's
you to work to
a
get me there.
variety of things. That's
Well,
why
that's
sex
a-
toys
I
are
need you to
so
care.
Like a
important.
buffet.
to get care enough to get me there.
But see, a lot of times women won't
Oh, sex
communicate
toys
that.
are-
Y'all sit back and won't open your mouth
Nah.
and then expect the man
Oh, I
just
don't
to
have a
know.
problem with
Yeah.
I don't have a problem with
Not
So I
at
think
this
if
age.
you're trying to get to 20, you gotta
Look,
communicate. This is
bruh,
what my
this
20
ain't
is how to get
happening.
there.
I
Yeah,
was
it's
gonna fuck up
different.
a friendship.
Even,
Let's
even,
just
even if it's somebody that I'm comfortable with and I've been with for a while, it don't
We're
matter.
not doing
You could
this.
meet today, and I just met you today. At this age, I'm gonna tell you, it don't matter whether it's 50 years, 20 years, 2 minutes. If I need to get there, I'm gonna tell you how to get there.
Absolutely. I think that's fair. That's how it should be.
Ladies and gentlemen, stop, folks. I got my
Hey, don't
oldest
you
in the
say
house, Chantel, and I want to know. We have generational because my daughters get on me a lot about generational divide, age divide, because you know the Wiz
King Wiz Emmett over here, you know, got us being more focused on the male voice, and we're doing what we're supposed to do here. So Chantel, listening to what you have heard, how do you feel about masturbation, what you just heard up to this point? And we have a new genre and generation in the house, ladies and gentlemen.
Masturbation in its entirety, I don't think is a bad thing. However, it's always the intent behind why a person does something. So, I am neither here nor there with it. More power to you people, but don't, no addictive behavior, don't get excessive.
So if
Right.
Your
Right.
dude,
You get excessive
if you
with
walking
sex
on
too,
your dude and he's masturbating,
Mm-hmm.
are you gonna have an attitude like, dang, you should have saved that one
No
for
attitude,
us?
but we have
I'm
attitude.
just
That's what I'm
asking.
saying, yeah,
No,
because
Is
it's like,
that valid?
yeah, because it's like, what are you
And
doing?
she gonna
Why
be
are
mad.
we doing
She gonna be
that?
mad?
If you got a girl, your girl catch you masturbating, she mad. She mad. Y'all take offense.
I
Like,
would be
what?
mad.
I got this whole vagina.
Not mad like I want to fight you, but definitely
No.
eyebrow raised. Like, what
Be
is
like, well,
that?
baby, why didn't you tell me?
No,
Yeah,
so
like, what are you
listen,
doing? Like,
there's
they say you're not getting enough. What is this?
No,
And it could be
There's
image that
no.
they're afraid to
No.
show
No.
whatever
That's
they're
wild.
doing.
There's
That
a-
is wild.
Uh-oh.
Yikes radio.
Wow.
Yikes radio.
No,
Snakes in the house.
that's
This is my
simply
baby
not
girl,
it,
y'all.
What?
I feel like sometimes people just want to do things for themselves.
Yeah.
I was just
Sometimes you need to be by yourself.
But why
All
not?
alone.
Right, but don't do it
alone
out
with
there.
one. Alone with one.
But some people don't believe in that, and I think
You
that
can
is
be
a
with
very
yourself,
good
but I want
point.
to get
And this is from a
Very
younger
good.
generation.
Yes, what I'm saying, a millennial. Nico, I love it. I love it. It is so true.
You look, people are gonna do
They're
what
all
they need to
me,
do
me,
with their own body.
Exactly.
Like,
You don't
Yes,
need
I
to
mean-
depend on anyone for anything, but if I need you to get me there, I need to tell you how to get me there.
And you may
but
be
see, that's expected though. I feel like that's expected. But the portion where if a person wants to spend that time with themselves, that's a discussion that needs to be had in a relationship. Like, look, sometimes just for me, I need to do these things for me.
I mean, that's
but that's
fair.
our agreement. You
That
have
is
to
so
talk
good to
about
know.
That's fair. So then if I walked in,
You have to talk about
walked
everything
in,
in
I
these
wouldn't be
relationships.
I
upset.
have to talk with
With
my
that
partner
as a-
about masturbating.
Listen.
That's how you know that's your person. If you can
Yeah,
talk
that's
to them
right,
about
that's
your
right.
bro.
I'm just
Problem
saying,
is
why
that-
do I have to ask permission from
It's
my
not permission.
partner?
It's just an
It's
open
an
conversation.
action.
Like this is
What
what
if
I
I'm at
do.
work and I want to turn on my vibrating
And you're gonna tell your man
What
that
happens
man
at work
today
today?
Ooh,
So,
I
By
turned
the
on my vibrator.
way, sidebar, they are the best. The
vibrating
the
panties?
vibrating panties,
But
they
listen,
are the best.
But I think in a
How many speeds
relationship.
does it have?
How many bullets in the hole?
I'm sorry. So going back to the question, if you walk in, if you look at some of the literature, there's some men who feel like they have a quick orgasm, so they try to masturbate before they have sex, so they can go a little bit longer. The second time around. So I mean, it's with you and your partner. It depends on what you and your partner.
Because if that's what you need to do, let me
does.
help you get there before we get
Because-
to where we need to go.
Yeah, if that's our communication, you can be
I feel like
vulnerable
everything
about it.
has to be
Just
discussed.
that's the
It's
conversation.
all open conversation.
Everything
What
has to
about
be discussed.
the people who don't have a partner?
Then you do
Then
your
that's-
thing.
You do
But
what
you
you
better
do.
not let everyone don't do it. You can't. Don't let it interfere
That's
with
more
your
easy than
daily
you having
life.
somebody. I'm just saying.
If you're sleeping in bed, if you-
That's easy.
What
Baby
you
said,
said,
don't let
forward
it
to
interfere with your daily
I'm
life.
done and through with
Which
this
brings
whole
us
dating
back
life
to it
thing.
at work. I am me, myself.
You
That's
don't
Then you do what
And
you
daily
need to
life.
do.
You can't absolve from that for 8 hours. 10 in traffic.
Absolutely.
Or get your freak on with yourself in the car in traffic.
Exactly.
And then what about the
Vibrator
germs?
studies,
Vibrating panties.
Whatever
that
the girls are
actually
using,
use
that let them use them.
There's a place for that.
Or the boys.
Where's
I'm
this in
sorry,
Europe?
You know what I'm
I
saying?
am
It's like-
an advocate for the panties.
That's
and
crazy,
those
though.
ladies, the vibrating
It's supposed to be
panties.
cool
You
for
need
women to do it, but men can't just.
But
But
you
you
need
know,
to
I'm
Nah.
It sounds like in a relationship,
It wouldn't be respected though.
you need to talk to your partner about
Because
that,
that's
right?
Yeah, I mean,
But to be
Before
honest,
you buy the
you
occasion,
can talk to your
you wanna
parent,
talk to
your partner.
Oh, no,
I'm gonna tell you
exactly.
something. As a single woman,
So I don't wanna.
a lot of times that
I don't wanna
gets me to
associate with
where I
women
need to be
just
with
walking
them.
around doing that either.
I'm just
Walking around.
Doing that with either.
In traffic.
but we're talking about relationships. I think the initial
At
intent of
work.
this was about
Yeah.
work, right?
It was
So-
about work, so let's
So,
go to
so
work.
at work, the thing about this is, when you talk about sex, it's still not socially acceptable, and it's surely not acceptable in the workplace. No one's gonna say, I'm gonna take a masturbation break. Okay, it's just,
Well, they
it's
are
just,
at certain companies.
yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
I'm about to go ahead and say that. I'll be right back.
You know, Lloyd's on research.
I told you the
Right
name
back.
of the company. It's Octopussy.
That was
Yeah,
well, that's because it's octopus. We
Sex
doing
workers,
everything
right?
like pussy.
Yeah.
8 ways.
At Octopussy, they have masturbation rooms, just like they have lactation
What's the
rooms.
mission of the
Got
company?
it.
So do they have sex rooms?
What's the mission? No, there are no sex rooms.
We can only use yourself.
No matter what, it's stripper town.
No matter what.
It's just stripper town.
Oh, Lord.
Y'all remember that?
There is no sex in the champagne room.
As my daughter would say, the power of the pee. The power of the pee.
So, here's a question, like, if you were a manager and you saw that this increased productivity for your workers.
I'm a capitalist, yes.
Because it's like, how basic was you before you got on the team?
Basically, I would
Did
be
you
okay
finesse
with
the
that
interview?
as long as,
Are you
as long as
reporting
you don't
numbers?
interfere with your work and they
But
don't
If
get
it's getting my numbers up to hit
Kevin
higher
never-
numbers
Kevin
and I'm a
never
capitalist, I'm like,
major
yes,
concern
add it
about
into
are
the
you a
same
capitalist? The sanity, remember the
Sanitation
like when these people
Are
come
you,
back from the
though?
bathroom, do we need to do hand inspection?
Yes, they need to wash the hands.
They need to.
You should be washing your hands anyway when you go to the bathroom.
There's a
Jay,
lot
what
of
you
shit
think?
they do that don't wash their hands. That's why we got the swine flu.
That was
We
my
got
whole
measles and shit.
point.
That's
Every
because
time
people
they
don't
say
you said they
that, wash
don't
your
wash their
hands now.
hands.
You gotta worry when they
People
go to the
sanitary.
potty
Yeah.
break.
They don't
That's
wash
what I
their
think.
hands.
They're gonna come out of there and they're gonna be touching
There's
their
other stuff out there, Jackie, besides masturbation.
She said doorknobs.
You don't have to worry about. Like I
Yeah,
said,
touching everything.
swine flu,
Doorknobs.
all of that comes from
That's
people
where the most
touching the
germs are, when
doorknobs
it's
and
done
not wiping.
naturally.
Yeah, exactly.
Masturbation
Preach,
is a
Shelley,
natural
preach.
Exactly.
bodily function. So Emmett, would you be a proponent or would you let that come into
It
your
increases my productivity and brings me
empire.
more money. I'm good.
That's what I'm saying. If I'm a capitalist, I'm like, where's my coins?
we're in
Is this
McGee
working?
Enterprise.
It's ridiculous. Whoever owns
ridiculous.
that building,
It's
they some freaks. They trying to get some side pussy. Whoever own that business, that's some bullshit. If you working for me, I don't want you masturbating while you supposed to be
What if-
making me money.
Because studies show you only
And how hard
work
can
3
you
hours
work
a
if
day.
you
But Emmett, let me say this. Let me say this. In the
They
state of
masturbating.
California,
3 hours
in
at work.
Emmett,
Anyway.
in the state of California, I have 30
Oh,
minutes to
class.
do
You get
whatever
an
I
hour
want
for
to
lunch.
do. So in the state of California, I can do 30 minutes of whatever I want to do.
Absolutely,
But
but
don't
I'm not
tell
gonna.
me.
I'm not gonna say this is the
Just don't do it
masturbation
at the job.
station. Like, it's not going down like that. You can do whatever you want on your lunch
love
break,
that.
but I'm not gonna sign off on that.
But you have a lactation room for nurses.
And
Coming
people
from
are.
a man.
But that's you do that to fit in with the progressive people to pull those people into your company. Oh, we got, you know what I'm saying? That's
Just
politics.
think
That's marketing.
if McGee Enterprises had masturbation room.
If I got a masturbation room, I'm fucking all
Lord,
my
they have
employees.
cocaine
That's
rooms
what
on
I'm
Wall
doing
Street.
now.
They have
That's how
cocaine
masturbation
rooms.
is.
That's where my
There
fear
is a
sets in.
study stock
Because
program.
They give you cocaine
Not
there
masturbating,
to be
though.
more productive.
But and they
Okay,
also
you're not-
are
you're not
proponents
listening.
about
Yeah.
masturbation because it helps bring you down and bring that
No,
balance. You
listen
know,
to
in my
Mr.
corporate real
Emmett.
estate days.
Listen to Mr. Emmett as a man.
King Emmett.
That's where I have a problem as a human resources professional.
Go ahead.
If you can do it and let it go and release and come back and give me some productivity and some morale, that's a different story. But Mr. Emmett said something.
He
When
looking
somebody
for
say,
more.
hey, well, I'm more productive when I smoke a blunt.
Right.
So if we got the
Love
smoke
it.
a blunt
Come on
station in
in.
the job
Smoke
too.
So do we have the green room?
Some oil.
She put it out anyway, so.
I mean, you can do whatever you want, but I'm not gonna sign off on that saying, okay,
Just we gonna set
this
a
is the
room up.
masturbation
Right.
time. That's weird as shit.
You know, and I'm with you because what that's gonna
Yeah, like give us
have-
naps. Cause
Look,
if I take a
corporate
nap, I'll be more
occupancy,
productive.
for every 53 minutes worked, there is a 17 minutes.
And I'm cool with that. If you can bring me the numbers, the
I'ma take those
productivity,
and
all
go
that
home
shit,
and
after
take all the
done.
bills.
I'm
This
good.
work from
You can do this room over here, 'cause that's gonna bring me the money. This room right here,
You work for the 50 hours.
but
Ladies,
you can go into here.
You know what, ladies? Retired. 17 months and then 17
You had a
minutes.
point.
Yes.
That's what I
And I don't care if it's
That's
called
like
ass
every
room,
break.
this is
Wake
the
up.
ass room. You can bring-
Wake
If
up.
you can bring in a
Yeah,
million,
lunch.
we can do the ass room.
Right.
This
Get
right
this.
here.
I can get
I'll
you a
give
big
you
ass
45
ass room.
You need 2 hours. I
Listen,
give you 2 hours.
Let's
You
be
need a
real.
prostitute,
What
I'll
happens
bring you one.
after you masturbate? You don't want to do work. You want to go to sleep.
I wanna go to sleep.
That was on the text I sent to the group.
So
Like,
it's like, why would you masturbate?
Okay, as long as you bring me the money, I'll put a pot in there for your ass.
For those,
Yes,
go ahead.
Aren't you gonna
Okay,
be
look,
sleeping?
Emmett, you said something and it just sparked, you know, a thought in me, right? You figure this is happening, you got a boss, You know what I'm saying? You got several bosses, especially in corporate America. You got a lot of men walking around and stuff like that. And you have these types of things going on in the office. You know, the men are going to be, oh, she going in that room. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be you're breeding like some harassment type of shit
That's
gonna be
right.
going on.
That's
She
right.
going in there. She need this.
And there's gonna be cameras
She
in the
needs
masturbation
something.
room.
No.
Yeah, it's gonna be
You can't do
weird.
that.
Yeah,
There's
yeah.
privacy laws.
No, no.
Listen,
Excuse me,
you think a
Mr.
rich
Emmett.
white man give a fuck about a privacy law?
I'm just telling you, yes,
Exactly.
they do.
No, they
Yes,
don't.
they do.
No.
Yes, they do. I have
No, they
34
don't.
They don't
clients.
give a fuck.
Let me tell
Some
you,
of my
Mr.
bosses.
Emmett, they do.
If I
Because when
had
it
a
comes to
masturbation room at my
lawsuits,
job, it's gonna be
if
cameras.
I
in
can
there.
sue you
Freaky Freddy.
for violating my
You gonna find a
privacy,
Freaky Freddy.
there is more money.
Maybe 2 out of
than
every
me
60,
bringing
but you
in
gonna find them.
bucks. So privacy is a big thing in the
Next thing you know, it's gonna be a
It
Me
is.
Too because I masturbated movement.
It's-
And it's like,
it
come
is.
on.
It's a
So
masturbation.
you cannot
Yeah.
use the camera. If you use the camera, I'll
The
make more
Me Too,
money
amen.
on you
Me Too.
putting the
mas-
camera on me than I am masturbating and trying to bring in the dollars every day.
Yeah.
I'm just
And
saying.
these are, the things that I read were like companies where,
Huh?
there were stockbrokers,
I'm
investment
sure.
bankers.
That's what I'm saying.
All day.
Telling me.
Journalists
What you
to like follow.
Yes.
Come in
Come
on
on.
this row at USC. Come
And
on
there's
this row at
Jesus.
USC. These kids do this from the beginning. All they do literally is do drugs. Like they wake up, do coke, go to class, drink it in class. Like they're lit all day. They don't have to do it. They thrive on that. It's weird. My best friend works for JP Morgan. She gives me tea on what they're doing there. It's
I
wild.
worked for a law firm for 7 years.
Yeah.
You really don't want to know what they've been doing.
That's what I'm saying.
You really
They do
don't
that
know.
because they
There's
make a
no
lot of
cameras
money
in their office.
at all.
By law, you cannot have a camera in their office. You can have it in hallways,
Right.
but you cannot have it in their office. So I can't tell you how much stuff they do inside their office, and I've walked in on them, but I'm cool because I'm human resources. I'm just trying to get my money. That's all.
Get
But
your
I'm
6
saying
feet,
the whole
Shell.
But I'm saying even masturbating in your office or whatever, if you, and I'm gonna tell you what corporate America thinks. If you can bring me the money and I need to make a masturbation room for you, I will do that.
Yeah,
That's
they
what I'm
will.
trying to say. It's all about
From a
America.
business
That's the
perspective,
money,
yeah, like you said, capitalist mindset.
If I need to do that for you, in order for you to bring me the dollar, here's the masturbation room. Big old sign, masturbation room. And yes, we can do that.
So
Big old sign.
Octopussy is a trailblazing company.
What does Octopussy do?
It has to be a sex
That's the
organization.
fucking question.
Sex
What
to the
what
shop.
types of services
I
are
don't know
they
their mission statement.
providing?
That wasn't in the
They
article.
are
What do they do?
a cuddling company.
They
They probably a sex
They
company.
are a cuddling
Web,
organization.
web games. I just don't see that.
You don't know that people.
I just don't see
Well,
that.
here's a question to put on the
stretching
table.
organization.
So how, so number one, well, before I have a couple, but one is,
Mhm.
do you think masturbation is not happening at work now?
I'm sure it is.
I'm sure it is, but they doing it on that.
But you know
Hell,
what my
oh,
concern is, Lord,
like,
So we're
is
nasty
that
and all kind
really-
of stuff.
is that really a protected class? Is a masturbating, is that a protected class?
I don't
So
think it
how
could
far
ever be.
would it go in the workplace? Is it a protected class?
Because if I have a
Versus
porno,
someone
I'm
who's
getting
black, versus
Gay.
someone who's
Just like-
transgender, one versus someone who's gay, versus someone who's black. Is masturbation, is that a protected class?
And it never
So
will
will
be.
it win? Just like women who, at first it wasn't okay to breastfeed or it wasn't okay to pump, and you didn't have a room, but now the law says in California you have to have a room for a woman to pump. So by law, eventually will it be you have to have a room for someone to masturbate? I don't know. That's debatable.
The law, Miss Hawkins.
Absolutely.
I don't know.
I just
I
think,
don't
I
think
just
freedom
think
is
so.
I just think that something
It
like
can't
that
be a
is gonna
protected-
foster
yeah,
a
it's
whole
not a
bunch
class.
of
Has the
stuff.
ability
There's gonna be
to
a whole
do it.
lot to follow that, you know, it might start off all right, people masturbating in the M room and whatnot, but, you know, after a little while, it's gonna, they gonna be
Yeah, 'cause it's
wilding
like we
out, it's
supposed
gonna
to be
be
having a
stuff
meeting and you
going
in the
on,
room
you know
like,
what I'm
because
saying?
where there's no
But see, but that right there, Shelley, that right there, what I'm talking about, that people are not gonna, in a corporate world that's not Octopussy, people are not going to socially accept people doing that. It's like, oh, you just came from the
It's like we all
masturbation.
here. Let's take
It's
roles.
just like, Lori, I don't wanna come to your house and
Where's
you
Jim?
just
He
came out to
masturbating.
masturbate. That's not my business.
I don't, thanks to
So we
Joe, but Lori has
believe
the
as a body that masturbation
masturbation.
is a private thing.
That's what I'm saying, hold on.
They
I
want
wanna
to
know.
tell Jackie.
No, not
If that's what you're gonna come out and do.
I'm here on time, but what the fuck? You in the room masturbating? What the fuck?
That's what I'm
you
having
late.
a meeting. A
staff
meeting.
Scarlet
First time. Oh, he had to bring masturbation.
No.
Anytime.
And when they come back, as soon as they put their hand on the door, now I'm gonna be like, I didn't hear no water. You need to go back and wash your hands.
You need to sit back and wash your hands. Jackie, that's what I'm saying. All these things we're saying here is why it's not gonna be publicly okay in the workforce. Because to me, your sex life is your private life, and I don't need to know what you do. Cause let me tell you something, you can
So
people
it's
at work,
transgender.
and you can think that,
So it's transgender, so it's gay, that's your personal lifestyle. But it is brought into the workplace. So my point is, Tanya, where do we draw the line? Because
I'm not working nowhere there's a masturbation room.
I agree. Cause if I'm on top of me, you can be on top.
Is that gonna be
Where there's a masturbation
Wow.
room.
Let me ask you, are there any questions? At the end of the interview, are there any questions? Yes, I'd like to know. A masturbation ass room.
Do you have an ass? Mama's gonna get masturbation.
And where, and ass room, wait a minute, I got a question. I got a question. I got a question.
No, like the masturbation and
Where is the body fluids going?
Oh, that's fair game.
Yeah, I have a problem because
You
if I
gotta-
touch the
you gotta-
bathroom
you gotta take
knob
all
and your
that into
shit is on
That's
my
why
knob.
Kevin was
Recycling
concerned.
bin. You should be.
Kevin was
Recycling bin.
Kevin, he was, what he said?
It's like the
Cause yeah,
restroom.
we
Get a
put wipes on my
hazard thing that they have at the
doorknob.
doctor. Get a hazard
Really?
tank.
Do we need to put wipes in the masturbation? We could put wipes in the masturbation.
Wipes, and you have to put the hazard box.
Biohazard.
Biohazard box. You
Well,
wait.
you guys are going
That don't mean everybody gonna use
that
it,
it's
though.
just like, you know, there's gonna be
People don't
a
use
bell there.
paper towel.
Now you need a
That's where we
monitor.
go.
No, Lori,
It's like-
no,
But
but
no,
I got
this
It's
is
10
a world full
minutes
of, it's more
twice
cigarettes.
a day
What can
and
happen?
30 minutes
That's
at
just
the
more
minimum to do
germs
whatever I
out
want
there.
to do
People.
in California.
this is what we're gonna do.
But
This is what we're gonna do. At Laura's house next Sunday, I want you to take the bathroom and on there put masturbation room on top of the bathroom.
Yeah, you would
And-
do your
and see-
own
and-
Yeah,
and
outta here.
see what happens.
But
Let's
let's try to orient that more in a sense
Good,
of
privacy
privacy.
room.
So
Nah,
Privacy
the
room.
wrong mindset is here.
no.
That sounds good.
Private
Right.
That's interfering with his work.
Y'all stretching.
Just create a culture
So,
at your corporation that there is no guilt or shame associated with masturbation. You can go to the restroom and do whatever you need to do. There's no special
You can't work there.
room, there's no
You
label, there's no particular
Well,
break
then I'm gonna
time.
seek that company, but I'm
But,
not.
but that
People at
becomes,
pussy, that's what they wanna do.
That's their thing.
That's their thing. That's part of the vision of the
Thing
company.
you
I'm trying to
And
get
that's
money.
it. I wanna work somewhere that allows, there's no shame there at all, because they hire those type of employees.
But
I don't wanna work in a corporate world where they have that type of room.
That's
believe
just,
there are
that's just
clearly people who are
nasty.
masturbating.
Yeah, they can do whatever they want. I didn't say they weren't. I said, I don't wanna work where they have that type of room. Whatever you do in your
There is
car.
no room. We're not gonna create a room. We're gonna just
Why
create
do
a
y'all even gotta
culture.
tell anybody?
We're
A
gonna create a
culture.
culture.
you better have your own
culture is
office, cause if
different
you
than
getting
a
down in
room.
your
A
cubicle, that's
culture
too
is
much.
different than a room.
A culture.
But a culture means that you're
Right?
talking about it.
And I can
It's
understand
different.
that, and I can tell you
Where's your
where.
mind
I
at?
can understand that, and I can tell you
What
where.
is
Because
that?
I've had
I
clients
can't
like
where your
this
mind at.
in the sex industry.
Fucked up.
People who take pictures of sexual acts. There are some industries that have that, so I could understand where Lori is coming from, where there would be a specific room for
But those
that.
are sex
Because they
industries.
do, but they do have
That's
that.
sex industries. I expect sex around sex industries.
But
I don't
health-
expect sex when I'm trying to take care of patients.
But that's what about the stress
Or just
level it can bring
Do it
down.
before you go to
It
work.
could bring down.
What about
Do it before you
ER
go to
room
work.
doctor?
Is it
That's
marijuana?
stress better.
Oh, yeah.
Boost the
That's-
immune
yeah.
system.
Okay, so you
There's
guys know,
five-
you
wait,
guys,
wait,
you
wait,
guys,
wait,
What's the immune system?
you guys know there's a fatigue that occurs with orgasm. At least if you do
That's
it
the
right.
side effect.
And so I don't want my emergency room doctor going to masturbate and orgasm and have to come back and take care of patients. You can't think right.
So you rather have them take a Xanax?
And it can become, and you have, and you, right, and it can become
like, okay,
addictive.
I can do this.
Because
take
how
whatever
they
you want
said
to
They
their
don't
boost
take
the
everybody at
immune
the same
system
time.
is
it better.
Exactly.
Some
Yeah,
people
that's
use-
true.
Some
people need 30 minutes, some people may need 3 minutes.
Provides
But
a
if you
better
do 3
work.
minutes, then you in there.
A gang of time.
You in there more than anything.
He might be more energized. Having sex
Yeah,
and
right.
masturbate, come to work, take a shower, and come do surgery. He might be doing just good.
It sounds like
That's
great.
my
just
big
saying.
word of the day.
But we ain't taking
do it all
Before you
time,
operate on
Like, they have sex at the
masturbation is good
hospital.
for you,
All the
so you
time
do
on
an
Grace.
excellent job. Go ahead and do it.
Come on to the mic, Selena.
Okay, who next?
So when Lori was
I'm not
talking
too
about
young.
building a
I'm
young
culture
people.
around masturbation, like I feel like that's definitely true because if you instill something into your company and that's just something you do there, it works. And also just think about society over time. Like back in the day, you could not talk about masturbation ever, like at all. You
was
could
weird,
never
you
talk
were
In
about
my
it.
day, my mama didn't talk about that.
Right.
Yeah,
So now it's socially acceptable to speak about these things, right? You can talk to your friends about it, like you can talk to anybody about this, and it's not a big deal.
Right.
So I feel like if people really wanted this as a society, it's gonna happen.
And
I won't work
if
with
people
you.
want
I'm
not working
if people want the masturbation room.
If they want the room, they're gonna get the room.
Okay, I'm gonna hear from the
That's for sure.
millennial. Jantel, do we
There-
do
I mean, but it's like I'm at that bridge. It's like I'm not too much millennial. It's like old school ways with me. The masturbation rooms got
Good
it.
girl, I love
It's
you.
got
I love
it.
you.
They got. They can't. It's out.
I don't think I can
Why
work
not?
there.
It's
That's
like
right.
why are you?
Relieving your stress?
How does that relieve so much stress?
And how is that helping the business? That's
Yeah,
what I
that's what
wanna
I'm
know.
trying to
Are you
figure
bringing
out.
me money? If you,
Yeah, they're bringing
you can
me money.
masturbate all day if you
If
can
I
bring
have
me
some
some
numbers
money.
in front of me,
But they're bringing
then I'll
the
be
dough.
like,
They're
okay.
bringing the dough. They're bringing the dough.
But it's like
swap them up all day.
Right,
Boom,
a
boom,
small
boom.
subgroup.
How I need to see the numbers. How much more dough? Is
I'm
it
just saying, whatever
Hundred
that
fold,
number is,
like,
whatever.
Not
No.
much. I can tell you
exactly?
it's not much.
Thank you. So
Because
then
if you masturbating all day, you ain't doing nothing to bring me
if
no
I
money.
got it when I'm awesome, I just can't.
Yeah, I think that people need to do whatever.
Because where are
they
your
need
minds
to
going?
do
Like Lori said, you have to
Yeah,
be in a
you
certain
gotta get your
mindset.
mind.
And like,
Yeah.
where's your mind going when you're there? Are you thinking of your coworkers when you're going in your room? Like,
Well, that's
are you
actually
just
been one of
like
the purposes.
mad and
What
you
do
just hop up
So
and
it's
go
like-
masturbate? Like, it's too much.
It's just too much.
And who's gonna be the masturbation police?
Because
We
somebody
got
may
to
not
monitor
come back and they tip
the
it.
That show ain't gonna be
Sometimes
putting
Sometimes you
resources.
need more than
Masturbation, no.
Who gonna
Not
monitor
be
it?
policing.
Monitor it.
The masturbation
Sometimes 10 minutes ain't enough to get you.
Are you?
I'm
Are you the
fine.
manager?
No.
Are you the masturbation manager?
No.
No.
Okay, that's what
It
I'm
will
saying.
not
Why would we
be.
need a masturbation?
Because Lori, they're getting up. There's no rhyme or reason.
Wild. They think
You
people
know,
are gonna
because
be
you
running
work
to
8
the
hours, you get your
masturbation
2:15s and your 30, right? Or your hour if you.
Right.
Where does that? When do those fit in?
This is assuming that people will even partake. Second off, how do we know people are going to be running around at work masturbating all day? Like, we are taking it to the very extreme. It might be something super light. You gonna be out to the bathroom, like, you know where you
Miko.
go.
I'm with you, Miko. I'm not gonna be the masturbation police. That's not gonna happen.
We wouldn't need a monitor because people are not about to be this wild with it.
And
Right.
people are not gonna
I'm sorry.
tell you that they're
If
masturbating
everyone's
unless they
doing
work
it
out.
and everyone's knowing it, people are gonna be talking.
You're acting like it's Sodom and Gomorrah. People are running around, just getting buck wild.
It
I
could
don't think
get buck
it's not gonna
wild.
happen.
That's what I'm saying.
But
Yeah, the
let
sex
me
is
tell
yes.
you, Miko, in my 20 years to 30 years in working in human resources, if you give them a little bit, they're gonna take a lot.
It's gonna
That's what anything. You give them an inch, they're gonna take a yard.
If you have a masturbation room at work,
I can tell you.
it's already tons of flirting that happening at work, right?
Right.
If we can
And
masturbate at work,
Me too,
come on,
Miss
man.
harassment.
And
If
Right.
I'm interested in somebody, I'm gonna make sure she know I'm going
Could you
to
imagine if at your old job, if that weirdo y'all had masturbation
There's gonna
rooms?
be videos going on.
Oh,
We send it to the co-workers.
Ladies of the chat.
It's gonna be 5 of us
Ladies
up
of
in
the
there
chat,
masturbating.
we have a question.
Y'all have a question?
Like,
Y'all have a
like the
question?
We have a question. We have a question.
We have a question for the table, Shelley.
I don't agree.
Okay, so this is from,
Frida.
oh, I'm sorry. Okay, so we have a question, you guys. This is from, Alvia's. Y'all know who she is. What's up? Yeah. Okay, so she's asking, should churches have masturbation rooms?
Oh, I was just gonna take it to the church. Ladies,
I ain't
going
right.
to hell.
That's a job.
I ain't going to hell.
If
If
you're
you're
an
an
agnostic
agnostic,
to me that
then
it
no.
is blasphemy.
But if you
And it
believe
is
in
a
the
sin.
religion,
I
you
can
can
tell
do
you
it
now,
at
my
church.
mama would
To
faint.
masturbate.
My mama would faint.
So can we take it to
It's because you have old black
masturbation to
conservative
Calvary?
women in the church.
I don't think we should.
You
use
can't put that on
religion in this
Calvary.
one Because
Not
I
You can't. Yeah, I say period.
I mean, you can't put that on
Can't put that on
church.
Calvary.
Churches don't even want
Okay, so what's the
fornication.
answer? What's the answer?
No way, Miss
No.
Frida.
What do you think?
Yeah,
Frida, what do you
no.
think?
I think
about masturbation in the church as I do in the workplace. I believe that it's something that's going to lend itself to other deviant type things happening.
I agree.
It's gonna open up a Pandora's
Cause you ain't
box
gonna just
that's
masturbate
going
really
to
It's gonna
okay.
be, today it's gonna be me, tomorrow it's gonna be me, you, and her in the room masturbating. That's what
together.
happens. Then next thing it's gonna turn into a sex room.
So no alcohol. So no
Monday, it
alcohol.
was my
Why
Wednesday,
though?
Wednesday was a sex room, right?
There's no self-control.
Clearly not.
You people don't have any
You
control.
guys are way over here
We are
on the
realistic.
controlling
spectrum.
that beast
I'm
within.
sorry. I'm
Y'all
old
being
school.
idealistic.
I
I'm
separate
being
my
realistic.
personal shit from my business shit. My money, my butter, my bread, that's different from me and my shit that I want to do to pleasurize myself. I'm sorry.
Oh my
I
God.
separate those two.
But some
I'm old
people
school.
pleasurizing their body is their bread, dog.
Then do
Right.
it before you
So
go
for
to
those
work. Do it on the
individuals-
break in your car. Do
As
it after-
long as you can
Do
bring
it
me
after.
the money.
Just don't
That's
do
what
it.
I'm speaking from a human resource standpoint. As long as you can bring me the money, it's not interfering with your performance and what you can bring
is.
to my
It
company.
is though. It is.
What you can bring to my company, I don't give a damn what you do.
What are you thinking
Do what
exactly
you
up
gotta
until
do
you
in
go
your
masturbate?
office.
Like I'm
I'll
done
take
with
the
my
camera
assignment,
out.
I'm
But if
stressed
you bringing
out.
me some money, I'll take the camera
I'm gonna be
You're
more
not.
productive after I go masturbate. I'll be
Kinda
back.
like that's just the
Google's
person.
practice,
Some people, some
right?
people really do that.
Google has a relaxation room where
Yeah.
people go in their pods and they take
You can take naps.
naps.
I mean, we have
as well,
meditation rooms, but
because
I
they
wouldn't
know
go
that they're
play with myself and then go
creatively
to
drained.
sleep in there.
Okay,
I
look.
think we're not giving the benefit of the doubt to the worker. I think it's like Miko said, we're just assuming people are running and they're in the masturbation room and
It's like a
you know,
frenzy and it may
it's
not be
more
a
of
frenzy.
culture.
Get
You're
this.
creating an accepting culture.
Like the
I'm
lactation.
not gonna
and
say who
masturbation.
the comment is directed towards because, you know, but somebody said, I'll help you get there. This is the type of stuff that masturbation rooms will
I'm
bring.
telling you, I agree.
And,
bring
and,
it
and
on.
that's not a bad thing to say, listen, I want
See, it's
you.
always
I'm
what
just
they
saying.
say.
But that's
I'm
not
just
sick
saying.
ones.
And that's what's gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? Every time Lori G get up to go pee pee, somebody gonna be like, she going in there to do her thing.
Be like, you know what? I seen this.
I
before. She
think
look
there's
like
gonna
she
be
walking
more
in.
complaints.
What if we
Sexual
separated
harassment.
genders at work? What if we separated genders at work?
Gender
We've
separation
already
at
done
work.
that.
What if
That's
this is
interesting.
happening? Look, it's like at this side of the office, everybody's down with this, right? Assuming like no one's upset with it being like
Somebody
very,
they
like,
join this
yeah,
place 'cause
everybody's
they like
down.
this.
They're like, I want to work here. I
Construct.
can work with
That's
my
how
girls over
distracting
here.
it is
I can go
already.
masturbate, come back. I
Yeah.
don't even have to see a man in this
They
job.
need that much
And on the
attention.
other side, men just work
It's
doing
like
it.
it's so
Everybody's
small.
down with this. It's the culture of the place.
Okay.
Would that be acceptable?
If it's the
It's like the
culture,
same
it's the
power
culture.
in the
Yeah, right.
bathroom.
I'm sorry,
You need
if
to
you
use the bathroom.
bring
You don't
in the
have to
profit,
masturbate.
I don't like
You don't have to.
but the problem
Yeah.
is the complaints and the cases that could be filed. That would be my concern. But if you can do that shit and bring me the money, I'm good.
Right.
Thurman,
Read it.
Thurman say, I call in, but I got issues.
Okay,
And
Thurman.
I ain't ready to
Thurman.
reveal my naked truth.
Come on, Thurman, we need you. Come on, Thurman, call in.
But you know what I say? I don't think there's a problem with masturbation. Let me just.
That's
say
what I
that.
said.
Yeah,
I said,
yeah,
pretty
yeah,
much
yeah.
demonized.
I'm like, oh,
I have no
problem with that.
No, I don't have a problem with masturbation. I just don't think that it's supposed to be in the professional world. And there's a privacy that goes with it. Whatever you want to do, do it.
And that's what the room is for, right?
And is the room
The room is for
soundproof?
privacy,
Yeah,
right?
I'm not
Yes.
mad.
If you want to pray to God for an hour, you can. If you want to masturbate for 30 minutes, you can.
Is the room
For 30
soundproof?
you can.
The
Whatever the
room-
hell you want to do on your time.
We want to know.
Yeah.
Is the room sound?
Is the room soundproof
Yes.
at the octopus?
Yeah.
They didn't mention
I'm Frida.
that.
Ask Lori when she going.
Frida, here's what I'm saying.
Cause I ain't trying to hear that.
Here's what I'm saying. If I can
you
dedicate
hear
a room, by law, I'm just saying, if I can, this is what I'm
That is
saying, by
so
law, if I
funny.
dedicate a room for
Dedicated.
breastfeeding, for religion, because there's some people who pray in the middle of their day for 30 to 45 minutes. I've had people get on their knees in a conference room for 45 minutes and pray. If I can give you that room to do whatever the hell you want to do, because it's your time, I'm not paying you for that 30 to 45 to an hour, then who's to say that you can't masturbate in that room? I'm asking.
I think like look, it was just stated a minute ago that there's nothing wrong with this particular activity.
Right.
Nothing wrong with it at all. In fact, it's like uber normal, right? However, I think just like with anything in life, there's a time and place for any and everything, and I just don't think that having that type of room in the workplace is going to be conducive to productivity.
But
I really don't. In fact, I think that it's going to lessen the productivity.
Everybody gonna be working
because
but
everybody waking up. Look, you get
Right, that's what I'm saying.
But I get frustrated at night.
You
I have
get
to
break the whole like
Frida, I have a question.
You give them an
If I
inch, they're
dedicate
taking
that
the
room,
yard.
As an HR professional of your company, if I dedicate that room for religion, if I dedicate that room for breast pumping, or
You
pumping your
would,
milk,
culturally,
and put-
you would
if
have
I
to.
dedicate that
I'm not
room
working there.
Whatever
to
they
you
do
doing
in
those two things, whatever else you doing there, is that my business?
Well, then I'm gonna go to the whole issue of it being unsanitary. You know what I'm saying?
But I'm gonna put some wipes
I
and some
can't- I
Lysol
can't.
and some bleach in there. So I'm just saying, I'm going overboard, but I'm just saying,
No, I
if
hear
I
you
put
though.
all that in there, what you do in that room, is it really my business if you're pumping milk, if you're masturbating?
Pumping
So
something else.
if you're having a prayer for 45 minutes, if you're praying to God, because I've had that. I've had conference rooms where I had to dedicate to people saying their religion or praying or pumping their milk.
So let me just ask you this question.
So can I take it that further to whatever you do in that room is your business?
But from an HR perspective, you walk in, you see somebody praying. Oops, you're praying.
You're
You
not
walk
supposed
wait
to
a
walk
minute.
in.
I'm just saying.
Just like you can't walk in on somebody breast pumping, you can't walk in on somebody else doing religion.
People can always accidentally walk in on somebody doing something.
Accidentally, but there should be a sign. If you are
So
a
what I'm
human
just saying.
resource professional, you should make sure there is a sign to
Right.
say you cannot walk
So
into
I'm
this
saying,
room.
from a human
So
resource.
whatever you do in that room, that's not my business.
So if someone's in their office and you their door was a little ajar and you walked in,
Ajar.
just a little bit, and so you see them praying, you be like, oh, they're praying, let me close the door. You walk in as a human resource person and you see them masturbating. What is it? What do you say?
What do I do?
Yeah, what do you
I would tell him. To be honest, as a human resource professional, I would tell him, just like I would tell him for anybody that's pumping their breast or anybody that's that's praying, I would tell him, make sure this is done in private. I walked in and your door was ajar. You need to make sure this door is locked because somebody else could be offended by what you're doing, whether it's pumping your breast, whether it's having a prayer for 30 to 45 minutes. Somebody can walk in and be like, I'm offended. He's in there, he's been in there 45 minutes, he's been praying.
They're gonna tell you.
Somebody can come in and say that. So my point is, I would tell that person, make sure the door is locked and secured for whatever you're doing in this room. That would be the human resources perspective because I can't
believe I walked in.
I
know what I be
calling Jackie and Laura saying this motherfucker.
Boy, if you see some shit that look like you, you're like, bro, this just
I'll be honest, that would be the human resources. But
JoJo's
I would call Lori and say, this motherfucker. Lori, they want you to speak on it.
Lori, the people want you to speak.
One minute before we go.
One minute.
What are you doing? Masturbation. You walk in and somebody with the shaboink is just getting down. You gonna just jump on the wagon?
Lori said, wow.
Boom.
Well, I agree with Shelly. You have to say, excuse me.
I'll be like,
You can't do that. You gotta make sure that your door is locked, it's closed.
I'd be sorry.
Engage in that
I'd be
behavior.
sorry.
And then you pick
And
up
then
the
I
phone.
run, I
Pick up the
call the
phone.
POJ and be like, bro.
Let me tell you what JoJo was doing.
Wait a minute, Lori, why you calling? You want the masturbation room at work. Why you calling?
It's not necessary. Ladies and gentlemen, we gotta go. But y'all know, 2 weeks from now,
It's
2 hour
still on.
segments, 6 to 8 o'clock p.m. We come back about it. Yikesradio.com. Thank you so much for joining us. You guys, let's take us out.
All right.
All right, good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Deuces.
Okay. You've been adopted into the family. Don't even try to pretend like you normal.
Crazy.